Hello class 11 students. We have already seen in the previous class that Othello was a brave general, and because of his heroics he was raised to the rank of a general in the army. And not only that, Othello had won the heart of the beautiful Desdemona, who had rejected all his suitors of her same clime and complexion. Brabantio also loved Othello, and for that reason he had come to his palace. Brabantio was a rich senator and come to his palace very often. And we also find that Othello is an artful storyteller, and by his his art of storytelling, he won the heart of the beautiful Desdemona, and they secretly married. Their marriage, which though was privately solemnized means duly performed, could not be kept a secret for long. So everybody got to know about the marriage, even Brabantio. Okay, so the marriage took place without the consent of Brabantio. When the news reached Brabantio, he appealed to the Duke of Venice and prayed for justice against Othello, accusing him of casting spell and witchcraft to seduce the gentle Desdemona, winning her heart and marrying her without taking the consent of her father. So when Brabantio came to know of it, Brabantio, though it was not that Brabantio disliked Othello, but not as a son-in-law. Okay, as a brave general, he really liked him, but not as a son-in-law. So he said, he pleaded for justice before the Duke of Venice, and said that his daughter was innocent, and this Othello had cast some magic spell on his daughter and somehow convinced her to marry him against the wishes of her father. Meanwhile, the state of Venice was in urgent need of Othello. The Senate received a news that Turks had set sail a fleet with mighty preparation for hostility, and they were moving towards the island of Cyprus with the intent to regain it from the Venetians. In this state of emergency, Othello was deemed as the most competent general to defend Cyprus against the invasion of Turks. Hence, Othello was summoned before the Senate. He was therefore called to the Senate both as a candidate for a noble employment and esteem, as well as a culprit charged with offences by Senator Brabantio. Now, what happened when Brabantio brought these charges against Othello and pleaded for justice before the Duke, Othello's services were required for some other reason. Why? Because there was a national emergency. Because Cyprus was being attacked by the Turk, who wanted to regain it from the Venetians. And for that reason, Othello's services were required, because he was a very brave general. Not only that, he was the most competent person who could handle this, who could handle the situation of emergency, or who could defend Cyprus against the Turks. So, the Senate called Othello, summoned means called Othello, for two reasons. One was because there was a national emergency, and since everybody had a lot of faith and respect, and held Othello in high esteem. So he was deemed as the most suitable person who could just defend Cyprus against the Turks. And another is because the charges that were brought against Othello by Brabantio. The old senator was heard with utmost patience in the assembly of the senators, and the infuriated father accused Othello in outrageous manner. Hence, when Othello was called upon for his defense, he had only to narrate a simple story of his love, which he did so in such artless eloquence that even the Duke had to confess that a tale so told would have won his daughter too. And the spells and conjurations which Othello had used in his courtship plainly appeared to be no more than an honest arts of wooing, and the only witchcraft he had used is the skill of telling a soft tale to win a lady's heart. So, whatever charges Brabantio had brought against Othello, everything was the Duke heard everything with a lot of patience. And after the Duke heard, and as it said that he outrageous manner means he was not at all very decent in telling about Othello. Now, when Othello was asked to whatever he had to say in his defense, they also heard Othello's whatever Othello had to say, and hearing that, the Duke said that even if the Duke's daughter had heard such stories, and the way Othello had narrated those stories with such artless eloquence, that means he was a wonderful storyteller. So even if the Duke's daughter had heard such kind of stories, even the Duke admitted that she would have also fallen in love with Othello. So it was said that whatever witchcraft he used was only his art of storytelling, and that was the spell or witchcraft or whatever you say, that was the only thing he had used to win the heart of Desdemona. Telling a soft tale, that is all the adventures and how he escaped from the dangers. So that is the only thing, that is the only witchcraft that he had used. So that means the Duke found that there was nothing wrong in what Othello had done. There was no what they found is that whatever charges that were brought by Brabantio was not correct, was untrue. Okay, we stop here today. We'll do the rest of it in the next class. Thank you.